How's it going? Welcome to Religious Studies 100, and this is Religious Quest for Meaning. My name is Professor Stringfellow, and I'm excited for this summer course, and I hope that you guys are too. Okay, so I figure we just go ahead and look at the syllabus together as a way of getting started. This should be the first thing you guys are doing. Um, looking at listening to this video, getting an idea of what is going to be expected in this course. So I have a couple of notes and a couple of things we'll just be looking through. So this course um, is religious quest for meaning. We're going to be looking at religion in a variety of ways. Namely, we're going to break it down into a couple of modules where we'll be looking at different elements. One, introducing us to religion, because some of us may or may not be familiar with religions. And if we are familiar, we may only be familiar with the ones that we practice. So we're going to look at what is religion. We're also going to look at a couple different pieces of religion, the characteristics of it, the how it kind of operates. We're going to look at theories of religion, and then we're going to look at a couple of major world religions in and of themselves. So we'll be discussing all kinds of different stuff in this class. We're going to talk about different theologies. We're going to talk about different religious practices. We'll talk about all these different things. And one of the things that I want us to be very aware of, and you'll hear me talk about this multiple times throughout this course, especially in the lectures. But one of the things that we pride ourselves on in religious studies is being tolerant. We become understanding and empathetic. This is one of the key characteristics of doing religious studies, and that is because we are able to look at different religions and we look at different practices and we take look at different rituals, and we refrain from being reductionist, right? Just this is just like this, or we even kind of hold back on saying that things are weird, or we recognize differences, but we don't make that the key element about them. We'll look at different types of theologies. Like I said, we'll look at Black, queer, and feminist theologies. We'll look at different theories of religion and how they came about, how people believe, theorists believe that religion came about. There's a textbook for this class. It is a free textbook, and it's by Jeffrey Kripal, and it's called Comparing Religions. And you can find that in the syllabus, the link for it. We'll be reading, you can be reading along. Mostly you're going to be looking at the lectures. The lectures are based off of the readings from Jeffrey Kripal, and then later on in the modules, you'll see that maybe there's a extra reading that you should be able to be doing. And that will all be found in the module. But for the most part, the lectures are going to be driving this course, and the lectures are based off of Jeffrey Kripal's Comparing Religion. If you want to read along, you are more than welcome to. Let's talk about grading. The grading will be based on a 5-page paper, weekly reflections, weekly discussion posts, and then also class participation, which is going to be gauged by engaging with other students' discussion posts. And the reflection will be based on the lectures content. Let's talk about the 5-page paper. It's going to be what is due at the end of the semester. That's your final, or at the end of the course. There will be prompts for this paper that you can find in the announcements. The announcements will hold, it's a list of different prompts. I don't want to just have one prompt because there's a lot of stuff that's discussed in this course, and not all of it is equally interesting to all students. So some of you guys may find one topic very interesting, and some of you might find another topic very interesting, and you want to do further research on that, which is required for this paper. It's going to have several different topic prompts that you can use, and that'll be put in the announcements. We're going to take into account assumptions and biases in that paper, and you should be using different sources. All of this will be in the prompt in the announcements. The weekly reflections consist of 5 of them, right? There's going to be 5, one each for the first 5 weeks, and they're 250 words each. Now, 250 words, that's a full page, right? Yeah, double space, full page. And these weekly reflections are broken up into 2 parts. right? The first half of the paper, 125 words, is going to be a summary of the lectures. What are some of the major points that were talked about, right? What were some of the main points of it? What was the discussion of, or what was the lectures about? And then the second half, the second 125 words, is going to be a reflection, an analysis of that content. What does that mean? It means what stood out to you? What did you agree or disagree with? What did you find interesting? And then if you found something interesting, why did you find it interesting? That 125 words, that 250 words actually is going to be very easy to kind of fill out, but it'll help you to keep up with what is going on and kind of drive this more important element, which is right below that, which is critical thinking. The summary allows us to kind of look at the broad picture of what was being said, and then the analysis allows us to kind of hone in and do some critical thinking of what was so interesting about that. And those will be turned in on Canvas. There's also going to be discussion and participation posts. And these will be based on questions that are posted in the lectures, except for the first week. The first week, everybody will answer the same question, and it is outlined in the lecture, in the first lecture that you'll see. Some weeks, there will be multiple things in the lectures. So when I come to like an activity or a or like a group discussion or some sort of discussion post inside of the lectures, what you'll find is that there will be multiple of them throughout the course. And throughout each of the lectures, each week we'll have multiple ones that you can choose, and you get to choose any of them. And you're going to write a 125 to 300 word discussion post. Now, your participation in this course is going to be based on engagement with at least one other student in their discussion posts. 100 to 200 words really needs to be done in order for you to engage with what the student you're responding to has said. What did you agree with? What did you not agree with? Or just start to strike a conversation, or even just point out what was interesting to you. And each of these elements, the discussion and the participation, is going to be worth 5 points each. That's a total of 10 points if you complete both things each week. And there's 5 weeks, right? So that's 50 points. So we have a 5 page paper. It's 100 points. We have 5 weekly reflections. Those are 20 points each. That's another 100 points. And then you have 5 discussion posts, 5 points each, and 5 posts engaging another student's discussion, which is another 5 points, which is a total of 250 points. It should all be kind of laid out really well for you guys to move your way through the modules and to get the idea of it. The discussion posts are due on Thursdays at 11:59 p.m. And the reason for that is because I want you to have the discussion posts done so that you can engage with students over the weekend, or if you just want to do it on Fridays, so you're not doing stuff on the weekends. That's also permissible. I want to make that possible. So I'm trying to make this as much about, like, I know that it's a really condensed course and it's a lot of content, but it's gonna require you to be on top of things and watching the lectures. But it's also um, not meant to kind of take all of your time. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that this is going to be a great semester for you guys, as much as I know that this is going to be a great class for me. I will be engaging in discussions and reading over discussions and making notes of like what you guys are talking about, and what is and is not making a lot of sense. Or if you have any questions, you can always feel free to email me. The only thing I ask is that you give me about 2 days to respond. Other than that, I'm really excited, and I really hope that you guys are too. And I look forward to engaging with you guys in this class.